What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Venom issue number 21. Now, when it comes to Eddie Brock, there has been a lot that is going on. Eddie Brock has been many things. He has been Venom. He's been the King in Black. But after the Venom symbiote passed to his son Dylan, Eddie fell into the hellish dimension of Limbo, and he became the hulking red monster known as Bedlam. That's until the forces of Limbo tore him and the creature asunder. Separated from his body, Eddie's soul fell until it reached the very depths of the universe. He was given a glimpse through time and space of all the possible hymns. And then he was given a second chance at life. Now Eddie is back among the land of the living with a new form and a new purpose. But before he does anything, he has to tie up some loose ends. That starts with Bedlam. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so I hope you guys are ready for one giant fight throughout the entirety of this comic, because that's exactly what you're getting. With Bedlam and Eddie Brock facing off against one another, they waste no time, they get directly into the fighting. And as this fight kicks off, we see that Bedlam is definitely getting the upper hand, grabbing Eddie's face and just smashing the hell out of it right into a door, with Eddie's face quickly repairing. He picks up a table and he smashes it over Bedlam. He drives that table right into his stomach, a shotgun tied to the bottom of it. He pulls that trigger just to do some extra damage. But the hole that Eddie had created in the stomach of Bedlam, as it begins to patch itself up, we also see that teeth are forming. He swallows Eddie whole. He chews him up and he spits him out. Nothing but a mangled pile of goo and bone. We see Eddie Brock reform himself, with his bones back in place, organs all accounted for. He tells everyone that it is time to clear out because now it is time for round 2. With Bedlam saying that he is the real only Eddie Brock, that this Eddie Brock is nothing but a mistake, an offcut from a dead timeline. He charges full force at Eddie Brock, and we see Eddie use some kind of almost spider web coming out of his wrist and fingertips. These are nerve endings. His entire nervous system. He has grabbed hold of the skull of Bedlam, and now he is diving into his mind. He is diving into the mindscape of Bedlam. And Bedlam is letting him know that there is nothing in my mind that you can use against me. No sun to hang around my neck. There is nothing in here but hate. Hate and pain. All of which makes him stronger. With Eddie Brock and Bedlam battling in the mindscape, Eddie Brock jumps into the mouth of Bedlam, going toe-to-toe with the tongue of Bedlam. Bedlam is letting him know that you shouldn't have come here, because this will be his end, planning to devour him bite by bite. This is where Eddie Brock is able to truly break in, and the one place that Eddie Brock cannot be kept out of, no matter how hard Bedlam tries, because this was once Eddie Brock's mind, or at least what used to pass for it. Eddie sees Bedlam as the him that used to be, and Bedlam knows that all he has to do is follow the path back into Eddie's mind, into the human body that he is missing. All he has to do is get rid of the Eddie Brock that stands before him, because only one of them can sit in the seat of power. As we see the Bedlam that is Eddie Brock, the two of them fighting one another, we have Bedlam, who is putting on Venom. Remember, this is the Mindscape, so anything is possible here. But we have Eddie Brock, who is grabbing hold of Venom. He grabs him and he tears him in half. Eddie lets him know that you are nothing in comparison to me, that Bedlam is nothing but an empty suit. He is nothing more than a costume. Without Eddie Brock, you are not even real. With Eddie Brock defeating him, he lets him know that ever since Chasm did what he did to our mind, that you have been raging, because that emptiness has been eating you alive. The difference between the two of them is that even without Bedlam, he is still Eddie Brock. But without Eddie Brock, Bedlam is nothing at all. But he lets Bedlam know that together they can be Venom. As long as Bedlam remembers one thing, that Eddie Brock is in charge. And so, with the Bedlam symbiote now covering Eddie Brock, the two of them have combined together. And now that that has been settled, Eddie Brock is going to see a man about a time machine. And that will be the end of this issue. Alright, so this one was a quick issue, but I think that's to be expected. Pages 2 through 19 are essentially the fight between Eddie Brock and Bedlam. And while Bedlam definitely got some good punches in, the truth is, Bedlam was never gonna win this fight. This was Bedlam, but it wasn't Eddie Brock. It's just the symbiote. And like Eddie said, Bedlam is nothing without Eddie. But this Eddie Brock that has taken on Bedlam, he is so much more than just Eddie Brock. He is a human symbiote, stronger and more powerful than any symbiote before. This wasn't a question if Eddie Brock could beat Bedlam. It was a matter of how long it was going to take for Bedlam to recognize that he was completely outmatched. And in Bedlam's defeat, he decided to join Eddie Brock, a symbiote on top of a human symbiote. This is only making Eddie Brock that much more powerful. Because, say Bedlam does get destroyed, whoever he fights next, whatever he fights next, if the Bedlam symbiote gets destroyed, there is still Eddie Brock, the human symbiote that lies underneath. You could say that Bedlam is just an extra cushion, just some added security on top of what is already there. One thing is definitely for certain, Eddie Brock is on the warpath. He is going to save his son. He is going to stop Meridius. And now going to see a man about a time machine. I have a feeling that Kang the Conqueror will be making his return in this comic, though this time it's not gonna go the way that Kang had anticipated, and nothing is gonna stop Eddie Brock from getting back to his son. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with Venom, go ahead and check out the playlist both in my description and at the top of this video. It's gonna get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with Venom and Eddie Brock. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.